Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater here with an interesting little story that's popping up. So right now, cinematic universes and ensemble team up films are kind of like all the rage, especially because Marvel keeps repeatedly knocking it out of the park, while at the same time systematically internally destroying itself by not connecting its movie lineup with its TV lineup for some unknown fucking reason. Well, no, really, it's a beef between New York and LA, but I've gone over that multiple times. But the point is, those are kind of the rage. We know Warner Brothers is trying this with King Arthur. Sony is trying this with Robin Hood. Lionsgate's also doing a Robin Hood series. It's everywhere right now. But you know what? You know what? Princesses. Yeah, your standard princesses like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, um, Ariel, maybe. I don't know. like your princesses of classic fairy tales is currently a pitch that is being shopped around to multiple studios in order to get a bidding war going on. Now, what we know is producer David Boxerbaum and literary manager Jake Wagner are currently shopping around a female driven Avengers featuring classic fairy tale princesses. It was written by Near Panery, who wrote Extracted. But we don't know at this point in time which princesses are going to be featured in the script. What we know is that they'll be iconic and they'll be in the public domain. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. And this is what people, I think, talking about this don't fully realize. When we assume princesses, we think Disney princesses, right? We do. We think Disney princesses. And Disney is not involved in this right away, even though director Joaquin Roning, who's doing the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie, is attached to direct the film. They're still not involved yet. Although, because if Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales is as successful as Disney wants it to be, then I'm pretty sure they'll buy the pitch, because then they could use their princesses. And that is something that not only is iconic, it's not in the public domain, and Disney can just basically whore themselves out to their own properties like Jasmine, Mulan, Cinderella, Pocahontas, Belle. I mean, a lot of, and the thing is, there are specific designs. Rapunzel, even, there are specific designs are trademarked and owned by Disney, but the characters are not in entirety, right? We know that they've been adapted, but we also know that Disney holds extreme fucking copyright over this stuff. Like the blonde hair, blue eyed princess. Did you know Disney owns a copyright on that? They do. Friends of mine worked for a bounce house company in San Diego that had a princess bouncy house, and it was a nondescript blonde hair, blue eyed princess. That was it. That's what it was. Disney came down on them and filed a trademark infringement suit against them, and they won, and they basically had to destroy or change all of those bounce houses, as well as pay Disney like a pretty nominal fee for this trademark infringement, because Disney owns the blonde-haired, blue-eyed princess. Disney has done more to destroy copyright and fucking public domain than any other company ever. I mean, like, as much as I love Disney work and I think they do great stuff, they have just destroyed all of that. So in this particular case, if a non-Disney company were to purchase this, they would have an uphill battle in terms of how to market it, how to sell it, and how to put it out there. Right? Have to very much play around certain things, right? They would have to very much like do different things than what we would expect based on pop culture's interpretation of princesses. And as a result of that, it would very much probably cross over into trademark infringement territory, because Disney would be watching it like a hawk. So for all intents and purposes, if I had to speculate out the ass, which I'm doing right now anyway, I would argue that yes, Disney will be in fact purchasing this particular pitch, because it just makes the most fucking sense. And that, to me, I'm not going to lie, guys, that to me is sad. It is sad that that is what's going to happen from this, that Disney has controlled the copyright of these characters, at least the way that they look and the way that they're marketed in pop culture, as being like kind of like the de facto look, that the only people that could even make money on this project in the long run would be Disney. And while it's an interesting concept as well, we did see something similar to this, just to kind of give the other side of the coin here. We did see something similar in terms of Shrek 2, right? In Shrek 2, all the princesses were there. Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and they're voiced by like Amy Poehler and a few other comedians. And they didn't look like the Disney characters. You know, they didn't look like them, but they were there in name. And so that could be something. So DreamWorks could also maybe pick up something with this because they've gotten around it before. So there have been alternatives, but let's face it, if you were to hear the reports come out saying Avengers, you know, all female princess Avengers team up, you're going to go, yeah, you're going to think it's going to be like fucking, you know, like Once Upon a Time on TV, right? When they bring in all those Disney princesses and everything else, like, you know, that's going to happen. So we'll have to wait to see what ultimately goes down. But because of the type of copyright that Disney owns on these characters and how like completely crazy they are about it, I wouldn't expect this to get off the ground anywhere else. But what are your thoughts on this? Is this something you want to see? Is this a franchise, like a team up film that would do good? Like, you know, it's kind of like the Ocean's 8 of Disney princesses, right? Like, what could the storyline be? What kind of storyline would you like to see? These are things I'm curious to know about, so go ahead and write them down in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to 3 Buck Theater. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back daily for more content from me, and I'll see you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.